everybody, welcome back to the Utini Update, your one-stop shop for all things Star Wars news. We took a week off last week, and oh boy, was it an interesting one to miss. We need to talk about the Acolyte cancellation, because a lot has happened in the last week. The reviews for Star Wars Outlaws are finally in. There's a Star Wars wedding on the horizon, and a new documentary coming to Disney+. So hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and let us jump right into it. Last week, Deadline announced that Season 2 of the Acolyte would not be going forward, with the project being canceled by Lucasfilm and no plans for the stories to go forward. However, since that date, a lot of things have happened, so let's get you all caught up on the timeline. On August 19th, Deadline put out their article about the cancellation of the Acolyte. They mentioned that a ratings dip was the likely cause, with the show dropping out of the Nielsen top 10 in episode 3 and not returning until the finale where it barely hit top 10, although there was no official confirmation from Lucasfilm on social media, and at the time of recording, we still haven't heard from them. Now, this information was met with a variety of reactions from the fandom. Obviously, some people being very sad about it, and some people being very happy, even going so far to comment on Amanda Stenberg's Instagram about how happy they were the show was gone, although we had folks like John Boyega coming in with that Han Solo gift telling her that it's all going to be alright. However, later on in the week, on Thursday, we got an official reaction from a cast member as Manny Jacinto, Kimura the Stranger, posted this Instagram picture with just a heart, basically confirming that the show was indeed canceled and how much he loved it. Although that wasn't the only time we were going to hear from a cast member of The Acolyte. Lee Jung-jae sat down with Entertainment Weekly and expressed his surprise over the cancellation of the show. Spoiler alert, but he died in the season and he was still excited to see the story go on. He was even directly quoted in the article saying that he really loved Leslie's writing. He said, "I thought that she was a great writer and director who was very talented in the storytelling as well as creating characters and creating meaningful structures within the story, so I was actually personally really looking forward to watching a season 2 with her at the helm." Now, we may hear more from the cast going forward, but I was surprised at how many official articles kind of took Lucasfilm to task over this decision. At the time of this recording, we've gotten articles from Forbes, IndieWire, Empire, Comic Book, CBR, Mashable, Game Rant, and quite a few from Inverse all talking about this decision. Now, as opposed to people saying, yes, the season was great, no, the season wasn't, they really talked about the business of this decision and how it affects Star Wars going forward, with the articles saying the Acolyte Season 2 could have had a smaller budget. They could have learned from the storytelling issues in the first season and gone forward, and instead, by canceling, they've set a new precedent for Star Wars television. Essentially, all the articles agree that by canceling the Acolyte, Disney is saying that all the ideas they had about diversifying the timeline, about trying new things, are kind of out the window now, because if they're not willing to give any story a second season to grow and evolve, even at a smaller budget, it means that maybe they only want to do Mandalorian stories or Skywalker Saga going forward, which is a direct 180 to what they've been saying for the past couple of years. Now, on the community side, many people, as I said, have been very, very vocal about the cancellation of the Acolyte, especially on social media, with hashtags like Save the Acolyte and Renew the Acolyte trending day after day after day, and a particular Change.org petition about bringing the show back is already over 40,000 signatures. Clearly, people love the show, but were these some of the people that were already watching, that were already in the lower ratings? It's possible. So whether they will come to any fruition, only time will tell. Now, other figures in the Star Wars community had plenty to say as well, including Charlotte from Sky Talkers, who made a great point that Star Wars seems to have this running pattern, where we'll love a project, but maybe it doesn't get the ratings, maybe it doesn't get the reviews, it goes away for about 10-20 years, and then once the nostalgia comes up, people love it again and people want more, but suddenly it's too late. Now, will this happen to the Acolyte in 20 years? We don't know for sure. TV is obviously a different beast, but the community has been talking a lot about this, and it really seems like people wish that this show was given a second chance. I'll be linking to all of the articles that I mentioned earlier in the description down below, but I did poll our community last week, and it was a 50-50 split on whether this was a surprise or not, with half of you saying, yeah, I expected this, and half of you saying, no, I really thought the Acolyte was going to continue. Let me know what you think should have happened, and also, let me know what you think this means for the future of Star Wars television. Do you think that risks are off the table? Are we only sticking to the Skywalker Saga? Or are we just going to head back to the movie theaters and leave TV maybe only to animation? I'm fascinated to know your thoughts, because it's going to be a very interesting next couple of years. Now, in slightly more positive news, we do have an actual Star Wars release this week, because Star Wars Outlaws is finally here, and the reviews have come in. And according to Metacritic, it's pretty good. As of recording, the game sits at around a 77, which is just a point or two off of Jedi Fallen Order, with people praising the open world, praising the quests, Kay, Nix, all the things that we thought were going to be really good, with them saying some quests maybe aren't as fun, there's a couple glitches here and there, but overall, the game seems pretty well received, with early access starting tonight or yesterday, depending on your version of the game. I'll be linking to a few reviews in the description so you can see for yourself, but we have Star Wars folks that are really loving the immersion, we have Souls-like gamers who are putting down highlights like Black Myth Wukong Kong just to play this game. And essentially, a lot of people had a low bar for this game that is getting exceeded despite some graphical issues here and there and some quests that maybe aren't as fun as all the others. I know I'm going to be jumping into early access tonight right as I get off work, so let me know, are you playing Star Wars Outlaws this week? Did the reviews surprise you at all? Let us know in the comments down below, because hey, it's a new Star Wars project, we got a lot to talk about. And our last piece of Outlaws news was that Humberly Gonzalez, KVS herself, has of course been on the publicity trail for this game for months, and she actually got gifted a really awesome thing from Xbox. It's a customized Xbox and a customized controller and stand all themed around Star Wars Outlaws. And I'm just saying, Xbox, Ubisoft, if you got any extra of those lying around, let me know, because I would love to add that to my setup while I'm zooming around the galaxy with Nyx. And in Star Wars Comics news, we have a wedding to announce. That's right, Lula Talisola and Zine from High Republic Adventures are getting married this December. The announcement came this week from Daniel Jose Older and a host of artists that on December 18th, we are going to witness the wedding of these two beloved characters from the series. The issue will have 3 different covers, with the main one being drawn by Cheriel, aka Ella, who you may know from High Republic Adventures 3, and a ton of amazing Star Wars fan art, with variant covers from 5 Health Mono and Priscilla Bampo. These are absolutely beautiful covers, truly blown away by the art of these as I am with all of High Republic Adventures, and it's really cool to see this happen. These are characters we've known about since the beginning of the High Republic. We've followed their love story blossom throughout the issues, and just like Spider-Man and Mary Jane in the Fantastic Four, we're gonna have a big old wedding issue, so be sure to get your pre-orders in. Links, of course, are in the description down below. And finally, we gotta honor the Maestro himself, because we get a new documentary about John Williams coming to Disney+. Music by John Williams, an all-new documentary on the life and career of the legendary composer, is going to have a limited theatrical release later this year and come to Disney Plus on November 1st. Now, if you've ever been lucky enough to see John Williams conduct live, or you've just been following Star Wars, I don't know, for your entire life, you know how impactful he's been to the saga as a whole, and I have no doubt that this is going to pull at the heartstrings, especially as he gets a little older, yet still composing. I can't even count how many times he's retired by now, but he keeps coming back to create some of our favorite scores of all time. Be sure to keep a lookout on this when it comes out later this winter. And that's what we have for this week. Obviously, Star Wars is in a huge period of transition with the Acolyte, but then we got new projects like Outlaws, and we got a wedding to celebrate. We got John Williams. Let me know, what do you think about all these? You know, is the future of Star Wars as bright as we hope? I believe it is. I still think we're paving ahead, and each week is going to bring brand new great things, and we will keep you posted on all of them, of course. So stay tuned. Again, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. We will see you next week, and as always, may the Force be with you.